Okay, so this week for the homework, you should have the basic login information working, so that way you type in your username and password and log in. You should be able to get to the dashboard. And what I want you to do for the homework is to basically do the same thing again, except for do it for the create account. So you're going to have a full name, you're going to have email address, you're going to have password, and then retype password. And instead of login, this should say create account. So when you click on this, then basically a message should come up at the top. Message should come up at the top kind of like this would here. That would say user has been created. And we probably should maybe make that red and a little bit bold or something like that, so it's a little bit bigger. You can do that through CSS. But the main thing that I'm looking for is that you get this create account set up, so that way you pass that information in. So you're going to basically do the same thing we did in class. You're going to want to, first of all, update the input field, so that way you're going to have full name, email address, password, and then retype password. And then on the home controller, you're going to be doing everything within this create function instead of the login function. But you'll still be able to do some of the validation rules, just making sure that things are required. You can do things matching. So after that, you could kick back errors if things don't work. And if they do work, then you're going to use the same model that you created before, this members model. But instead of having a function called user login, you're going to create a new function. Okay, so here's my function. There's the beginning of my function, my closing of my function. So right below here, I'm going to create a public function. And I'm just going to call it, add user. And then on the add user function, I would pass in things like full name, comma, email, comma, password. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to really leverage the code that we had already written. So underneath the login portion, we've got this admin portion. Within the admin portion here, we have a whole chunk here where we're inserting into members. So in here, we already figured out this, so you'll be able to just re-leverage some of this stuff. But you're also going to have to remember way at the top, we need to generate a key. So you're going to want to do that within your members add user function. So in here, you're going to want to generate your key. You're going to want to leverage everything you did before. And then if everything is successful in the add user, then you're going to be popping that back over to your home controller. And when that happens, just like over here where we returned a message, instead of returning an invalid user here, I would return something like user has been created successful or something like that, just so that way if it's true, user's been created successful. If it's false, and when I'm saying true or false, I'm really talking in this member thing. If it returns a true, that means that the insert worked. If it returns a false, the insert didn't work. And then in here is where I would, is where I would decide what message gets displayed. So basically, just to quickly summarize, this week, what I'd like you to do on your own is focus on this create account. Get it laid out, get it working, just get stuff created, so that way when we pick up, we can pick up in this area where we're logged into the dashboard, and then we can start working in there. So anyways, hopefully you found this week helpful.